All right, so here we are back again with another product review. This time I'm going to do an ICECO fridge that I've had for about 3.5, 4 years now, and kind of want to give some updates on it and how it's been treating me. This is the ICECO VL60, I believe, 60 Pro, and yeah, we've had this thing for about 3.5, 4 years. Definitely treated us good, and like some of the functions that I really like about it, how you could open up the door both ends, or you could remove it completely. And this is 60 liters and about 58 to 60 pounds empty. So when you got it completely full, it gets pretty heavy. It's like I've tried to move it around before when it was full, and it was kind of a pain. And some of the features I like about it is like before we go, I'll hook it up to the AC power straight from the house to get it nice and chilled, and then from there I'll just plug it into my power source in the truck. And what's cool about this is you have a power source here on this side, and you also have one on the back side that's pretty dang convenient. And the construction of this thing is pretty cool. Like when you first get it out of the box, you have to install the handles and the little edges, which is cool that they have them. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they do send a couple extra ones just in case you bust one of these things or anything like that. And yeah, so that's pretty dang cool. And everything kind of feels like really rugged, solid. And I guess like one of my only complaints would be is like I don't know if you could hear it, but it just feels like, I don't know if it's a word, but like clacky. Like maybe if there's like a little tiny rubber seal or a gasket or something in there, I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, like what I'll do, I'll just set it on eco mode, or before when I hook it up on the AC, I'll put it on max mode. So that way it chills down, and it probably takes about a half hour to get it completely down to temperature. And I run it about like 34 degrees. And this is a single zone, and it also doubles as a freezer too. It goes down to 0 degrees. And never had to use it as a freezer, but you always have that option just in case. Yeah, then after it's up to temperature or down to temperature, I'll put it on eco mode and then hook it into my power supply, and and we're off going. And you have a little battery monitor here, which is pretty cool. And you could also set it for to shut off if it gets to a certain level, so you don't drain your battery completely, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I'll go ahead and open this up for you. It's a little dirty right now because it is 3.5, 4 years old. So yeah, you got this little shelf right here. Is pretty cool. You could like put like all your sodas, your waters, or your beer or whatever. It could fit like quite a few cans in there, and this basket is removable. It is really convenient because we just take this basket out, fill it with all our groceries, and just slap it back in without having to remove the whole fridge. And I just threw this in there just to get an idea like how big it is. Again, it's like 60 liters. I don't know how much that is in square footage, but it's got to be a few. And what is another good feature about this is you have these LED lights. So when it's nighttime and you're trying to get in to the fridge, it lights up, and it's pretty dang bright too. So it's pretty cool. And another feature is has USB ports like right there. So you can just set your phone down and then charge it right there, and it'll pull the power. It doesn't have a battery pack in here, but it'll pull the power straight from your power source. Well, it's starting to rain on us now, but yeah, so that's it. The ICECO VL60. This thing was amazing. I took this on a lot of trips, used it quite a bit, and it's like one of those things that never fails, and it almost like surprises you how how efficient it actually is. And like the quietness, you can hear the compressor kick on, but it's not really that loud. It's like my original plan was to put it in the back seat of my truck, but after receiving it, this thing's a beast. So what I did, I built this little platform right here to fit it right there, and obviously that wasn't going to work. And this is my power supply that I'm running. I got the Renogy, and I keep a Viper 360 120 amp hour battery in there, and this is what I use for my power supply. And what's cool about what I mentioned earlier, how it has a plug on the backside, I just run it through my window right there, just crack it a little bit, plug it right in, right through the 12-volt cigarette lighter. I got one mounted like right back here. And so that way the cord doesn't get wrapped up. And then when I push the fridge back, everything, all the cord bunched up is all the way in the very back. So it doesn't really get tangled up or anything, which is pretty dang cool. And like, yeah, definitely got some wear and tear on it, but that's cool. Show some scars there, let you know that it's been worked. And yeah, definitely rate this pretty high. I love this fridge. I couldn't imagine having like a bigger fridge, like a dual zone or something, with my setup at least. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this. And I got this one, I think it was on sale, like I think it was like a Father's Day sale or something. And I think I got it for like 500 or 500 or 550, right around there. And then I looked up a little while ago, and they're like 6.5 right now. But it's still definitely uh, a hell of a deal. I would definitely buy one again. And like some of the pros and cons was like one of the ones was the lid I was telling you guys about. That it's kind of like, I don't know, just feels like kind of clacky. But everything, like the construction, is really solid. And then the way that these open, you can't open it straight up. You have to press down and then open it, which is cool. A little internal locking mechanism. And like I run it in the back of my truck, and so these vents are open, and we always like camp in wet locations. So that's the only thing that concerns me. And I know that ICECO, they make covers, but when I was looking at the covers, it covers everything except these vents, is like understandable because it's got to breathe and stuff. But I was like thinking like if I could come up with something else. And I was looking around online and found outdoor generator covers that are waterproof. And I got one closest to the size as this, and it happened to fit perfect. It has like a little bit of room on the outside for the vents, and it also has like zippers, so you could actually like fold it up. And we went camping, and it was like raining, like I would say like at least an hour or two all the way there. And when we got back to the camp spot and set up, I was curious and looked under there, and not one drop, wasn't wet at all. Definitely had lots of ventilation. And yeah, so I think that was a pretty good fix. So maybe not even if you have an ICECO or a different fridge and you're running your fridge in the back of your truck and want to cover it up, maybe look into them outdoor generator covers. Yeah, it's pretty dang cool. And yeah, this is the VL60, 60 liters, 60 pounds with the DC 12 volt and 24 volt if you want, or shore power of 110. So yeah, and then the Viper battery that I use is a 12 volt, 120 amp hour, and I'll run this after I get it chilled down to my desired temperature. That battery, it'll go for like at least like 3.5 days off of, depending on how hot it is and stuff like that. So I'd probably like be comfortable with running it with 3 days. But yeah, that's it. That's the VL60. This thing is amazing. I love this. We've been taking our trailer out the last few times, so we didn't need it. But it's definitely nice. And I built this slide for it, and then I could take that fridge out and put it back in the 4Runner if we do like little day trips or just like overnight, 2 nights or something like that. And yeah, I also run it when I take the 4Runner. See if I can get that in the picture. This Blue Eddy. This is kind of like the package that I bought. I bought the fridge, the Blue Eddy, and this Balder solar panel. This is a 120 watt solar panel, and I remember after like 2 days of camping, it like drained this all the way probably down to like 25%, and where we were, we had like a lot of open sunlight. So I hooked up the solar panel straight to this, and actually it was actually pulling like 119 watts on a 120 watt solar panel, which is, I've heard, that's pretty rare, because you don't really get the full efficiency of the solar panel depending on the light and stuff like that. And this thing will run the fridge for, I would say, like a good 2 days, 2.5 days, but I don't like to drain everything completely. So when I'm running that, I'll hook this up to the Forerunner and charge that as we're cruising down the road. Or like if we're at a camp spot, I'll just bust out the solar panel, hook it up to this, or the Renogy system I got up there that's capable of solar power too. So I'll just hook it right up to the Renogy. So I'm just constantly pumping some sunlight into that solar panel when you got it. But yeah, this is Blue Eddy EB70 700 water Balder. This is it's definitely durable. I like the cover. It feels like heavy duty. And this is 120 watt solar panel and the ICECO VL60. It's awesome. I would definitely recommend it, and if I had to do it over again, I would definitely buy it. But yeah, this is kind of like the fridge setup that I got going on, and hopefully it helps you guys out. If you got any questions, and go ahead and throw it in the comments, and I'll see if I can answer them the best I can. Yeah, I don't know how much more in depth I can go in about it, but only thing I know for sure is like this puppy works. It's badass, and highly recommend it. So yeah, hope you guys like this little product review, and see you guys on the next one.